All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Filing of nominations for 97 seats in second phase of Lok Sabha elections ends this evening. Government notifies new drug and clinical trial rules to promote clinical research. President Ram Nath Kovind to hold talks with his Croatian counterpart in Zagreb. Several agreements to be signed. U.S. President Donald Trump signs proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And in hockey, India to take on Malaysia at Azlan Shah Cup in Ipoh this evening. Filing of nominations for the second phase of Lok Sabha elections will end this evening. 97 constituencies spread over 13 states and union territories will go to polls in this phase on the 18th of April. All 39 parliamentary constituencies of Tamil Nadu will go to polls in this phase. A report.
700 candidates for the 39 Lok Sabha constituencies in the state and 251 persons for the 18 assembly seats that go for by-elections have submitted their nomination papers till last evening. In the Tuticorin Lok Sabha seat, the state BJP President Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan is taking on DMK Rajya Sabha member Ms. Kanimozhi Karunanidhi. Senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram's son Karthi Chidambaram fights against BJP's H. Raja in Shivaganga, who is backed by AIADMK. Ex-Telecom Minister A. Raja of DMK contests in the Nilgiris, while another former Telecom Minister from the party, Dayanidhi Maran, has filed his nomination in central Chennai. Current Lok Sabha Deputy Speaker Dr. Thambidurai seeks re-election from Karur. Jai Singh, AER News, Chennai.
Other states and union territories where voting will take place in this phase are Karnataka, 14 seats, Maharashtra, 10 seats, Uttar Pradesh, 8, Assam, Bihar and Odisha, 5 seats each, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal, 3 each, Jammu and Kashmir, 2 each, and Manipur, Tripura and Puducherry, 1 seat each. The scrutiny will take place tomorrow, while March 29th is the last date for withdrawal of candidature. Today, the scrutiny will take place in 91 constituencies going to the polls in the first phase of the Lok Sabha elections, for which nominations ended yesterday. The voting will take place for the first phase on the 11th of April. In Sikkim, Chief Minister Pawan Chamling filed the nomination papers from 2 assembly seats. He is seeking a record 6th consecutive term from his party Sikkim Democratic Front. On the other hand, former footballer Bhaichung Bhutia is making his electoral debut by contesting assembly election. In Bihar, 60 nominations have been filed for Gaya, Aurangabad, Nevada and Jamui Lok Sabha seats going to polls in the first phase. In Uttar Pradesh, a total of 146 candidates filed their nominations for 8 Lok Sabha seats that will go to polls in the first phase. Here is a report.
As per the information given by State Election Commission, 43 candidates have filed their nomination for second phase. Meanwhile, BJP will hold as many as 52 Vijay Sankalp rallies in the state today. Party President Amit Shah will be in Muradabad and Senior Leader and Chief Minister of the state Yogi Adityanath will be in Gorakhpur to address the rallies. Many senior party leaders including Sushma Swaraj, General V.K. Singh, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, Dr. Dinesh Sharma and Keshav Prasad Maurya will also take part in rallies in different parts of the state. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Telangana, a total of 795 nominations have been filed for 17 Lok Sabha seats that will go to polls in first phase. Our correspondent reports that as many as 245 nominations have been filed from Nizamabad constituency.
Over 200 farmers have filed nominations in Nizamabad Lok Sabha constituency in Telangana to protest the alleged failure of the state and central governments in ensuring remunerative prices for their produce. The farmers want to highlight their demand for minimum support price and also to voice their anguish over their plight. The turmeric farmers have been demanding for setting up a turmeric board in Nizamabad since long. Sitting MP and TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao's daughter, Kavita, is seeking re-election from this constituency. Lakshmi, AIR News, Hyderabad.
In a related development, the BJP has assured Nizamabad farmers to set up a turmeric board at Nizamabad and implement procurement price for turmeric and sorghum. Speaking at a public meeting at Armoor in Nizamabad district last evening, Central Minister Hardeep Singh Puri and BJP senior leader Ram Madhav gave this assurance to the farming community. In Andhra Pradesh, the TDP has released the full list of 25 Lok Sabha candidates in the state. The state will go to Lok Sabha polls simultaneously with the assembly elections on April 11th. The BJP has announced a list of 4 candidates for the Lok Sabha elections. BJP's Sanat Gadtadia will contest against Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik in Bijepur Assembly constituency. The list was announced after the BJP Central Election Committee meeting in New Delhi yesterday. The Congress released a list of 31 candidates for the upcoming general elections yesterday. The list consists of 25 candidates from West Bengal, 2 candidates each for Chhattisgarh and Goa, and 1 candidate each from Maharashtra and Daman and Diu. The party has fielded Sanjay Nirupam from Mumbai North West Parliamentary Constituency. Meanwhile, the Congress has appointed former Union Minister Milind Deora as the Mumbai Regional Congress Committee Chief, replacing Sanjay Nirupam.
News Services Division of All India Radio is broadcasting a special live program, Janadesh 2019, on the developments related to the upcoming general elections 2019.
Tune in to the FM Gold channel of AIR from 4:05 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day till the announcement of results to listen to this special program.
The government has notified the new Drugs and Clinical Trial Rules 2019 with an aim to promote clinical research in the country. The new rules of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry will change the regulatory landscape for approval of new drugs and conduct of clinical trials in the country. These rules will apply to all new drugs, investigational new drugs for human use, clinical trial, bioequivalence study and ethics committee. It will reduce the time for approving applications to 30 days for drugs manufactured in India and 90 days for those developed outside the country. The new rules will ensure patient safety as they would be enlisted for trials with informed consent. Indian Space Research Organization ISRO will launch 29 satellites, including radar monitoring EMISAT, on the 1st of April. Our correspondent reports that the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV-C-45 will take off from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, tentatively carrying the satellites on board.
EMISAT, weighing 436 kg, is intended for electromagnetic spectrum measurement. It will be placed in an orbit of about 753 km altitude. The customer payload are from Lithuania, Spain, Switzerland and the United States. Indian Institute of Space Science and the Radio Amateur Satellite Corporation are the 2 other institutions that will have their devices on the experimental platform. Normally, the rocket engine is left redundant as space debris once the launch mission is over, but ISRO uses it for such experiments for the second time in a series as it did during the last PSLV mission. With Jai Singh from Chennai, Ankush Vats for AIR News.
For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. President Ram Nath Kovind will hold talks with his Croatian counterpart in Zagreb today. He arrived in Croatian capital yesterday evening. Our correspondent covering the visit of the President reports that several agreements will be signed between the 2 countries following talks. The President is on a 3-nation tour to Croatia, Bolivia and Chile beginning yesterday to the 4th of next month. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Speaking at a White House signing ceremony in Washington, Mr. Trump told the visiting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that Tel Aviv has the absolute right to self-defense. Israel captured the Golan Heights from Syria in the 1967 war, but its sovereignty over the territory is not recognized by the international community. India will take on Malaysia in their 3rd league match of the Azlan Shah Cup hockey tournament in Ipoh, Malaysia today. The match will begin at 6:05 p.m. Indian time. In other matches, Japan will play Canada, while Poland will be up against South Korea. In IPL 2020 cricket, Kings 11 Punjab defeated Rajasthan Royals by 14 runs in their opening match at Jaipur last night. After setting the victory target of 185 runs, Punjab restricted Rajasthan to 170 for 9 in 20 overs. Today, Delhi Capitals will take on Chennai Super Kings in Delhi. The match is slated to begin at 8 in the night. In badminton, PV Sindhu will play against compatriot Mugdha Agre at the Indian Open Super 500 badminton starting in New Delhi today. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Anuja. Almost all the dailies have covered the news of Jet Airways chairman stepping down, giving in to pressures from creditors. Goel, wife, quit jet board. Lenders step in to keep it flying, writes the Indian Express. The Hindu says, banks assume control of cash-strapped airline to look for new investors. On the centre seeking the Election Commission's approval to increase wages paid under NG and REGA, the Hindustan Times reports, Government seeks Election Commission approval to hike rural jobs guarantee scheme pay. The decision could benefit roughly 118 million active workers. At last, Khadi weaves a success story, reports the Financial Express, recording a 3,200 crore rupee sales in financial year 2019, with Khadi institutions transforming themselves to cater to the changing needs of time. The Hindustan Times reports of a warning label to be used on all alcohol products, asking consumers to not drink and drive, conveying the harmful effects of alcohol consumption under the headline, from 1st April all alcohol products to carry warnings. All the dailies have covered the announcement of Congress party pledging 72,000 rupees per year to each poor family. Rahul resurrects Garibi Hatao, says the pioneer, while the experts say delivering it is easier said than done, writes a Hindu business line. And finally, the Times of India reports that 24% of the global total groundwater yearly is used by India, making it the largest user of groundwater under the headline, India is water stressed, but has lower water footprint than advanced economies. With that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Filing of nominations for 97 seats in second phase of Lok Sabha election ends this evening. Government notifies new drug and clinical trial rules to promote clinical research. President Ram Nath Kovind to hold talks with his Croatian counterpart in Zagreb, several agreements to be signed. US President Donald Trump signs proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And in hockey, India to take on Malaysia at Azlan Shah Cup in Ipoh this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.